How's it going, everybody? And in today's video, we will be discussing the difference between motivation and willpower slash discipline. Before I get into the video, please consider liking the video and subscribing and leaving a comment down below to help this video reach other people that can benefit from it. Now, I used to view motivation as an emotion where I try to implement it that I try to approach it in a stoic way where if it's an emotion, you shouldn't bother using it or relying on it. Now, I was half correct and half wrong. It is an emotion because you do feel motivated, but don't get me wrong. If you're in a state where you have discipline and willpower, it's okay if you feel motivated to use that to your advantage. What I should have understood or whatever was that you shouldn't solely rely on it, and I guess that was my point before. Back then, you shouldn't just rely on motivation, because again, if you don't have the discipline and willpower and you're just depending on motivation and you're just wasting time looking at these motivational videos on YouTube or trying to hype yourself up, you can only get yourself so far. Whatever metaphor I could use to use in motivation, essentially it'll only get you so far. And you need to have a combination of everything: discipline, willpower, and motivation in order to get yourself to your goal. Now, what I didn't understand back then was the importance of, again, combining all three and not understanding how discipline and willpower worked. In order to achieve a goal, such as a good habit, building good habits, or weight loss, weight training, all that requires is willpower and discipline. Motivation will help, but mainly it requires willpower and discipline. And in order to have that willpower and discipline, what you need to do first is put yourself through a state of suffering. Not like physically abuse yourself or something, but like discomfort. Do something that makes you uncomfortable. Go through periods of prolonged periods of fasting, of not eating, and you're consciously choosing to starve yourself. Obviously, do it in a safe, healthy way, but or force yourself to take a cold shower, like a really cold shower. Force yourself to be uncomfortable. That's why when people go to the gym and they start weight training, that's a form of putting yourself through something uncomfortable. It's not comfortable to bench press however amount of weights and feel the burning of your muscle. It feels good afterwards because of whatever, all the dopamine and whatnot, but it's hard, and it's a form of discomfort. But people do it because when you go through discomfort, you get the dopamine, and what happens is your willpower and discipline start building up. Therefore, it allows you to be consistent and do that same thing over again. So if I'm at the gym and I'm working out, it hurts and stuff, but because, like I just said, the discipline and the willpower allows me to go again the next day and continue to work on something else. Same thing with weight loss. If I'm trying to lose weight and I do something like fasting, it's a form of punishment, but once I get through it and I achieve my goal, I build the willpower and discipline to be consistent and keep at it and keep maintaining those same things that got me there. I used to weigh 205 pounds in 2023, and it wasn't until October of 2023 I started doing keto and fasting. And what helped me lose the weight the most was fasting while being in a state of ketosis. And again, that's a form of discomfort. When I put myself through that, I achieved my goal. And at the same time, I built the willpower and discipline to do other things in life, to fix my sleep schedule, to get off my phone and spend a lot less time playing video games, to start reading books. So that's essentially what the point of this video is to have you understand the difference between willpower and discipline. To touch up on the motivation part, to understand it like this. Motivation essentially is dopamine. Now, if you're someone who lacks discipline and willpower, and you're solely relying on motivation, if your dopamine is fried, essentially bad habits will fry your dopamine. If your dopamine is fried, you will have no motivation. That's another reason why I thought another reason why I believe that motivation wasn't something important. But again, the correct thing is to not solely rely on it, but to use it to your advantage. And understand that if your dopamine is fried, you're not going to have motivation. So again, another reason why not to solely rely on it. But once you have built your willpower and discipline, as a result, naturally your dopamine will be restored, thus your motivation being restored, therefore putting you in this loop of working hard. Picture it like, the best way to picture it is picture a mountain and you make a snowball. Putting the snowball together is discipline and willpower. Once you put the snowball on the mountain and push it down and it gets bigger, that's just a result of being consistent and working hard, and the motivation building your work ethic or whatever, and then your journey is the bottom of the mountain where you reach your goal because you put yourself in this state. And it's just, yeah, that's what I mean. It's like a mountain, you put the ball here and then it goes by itself because it's a result of putting the snowball down the hill. And that's a result of working hard with willpower and discipline. It restores your dopamine, therefore you get motivation, therefore you feel motivated to keep going. And combining that with your willpower and discipline, you'll be in this loop of working hard. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's going to be a lot more manageable to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. So yeah, if you made it this far to this video, I thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and tune in for next time. And thank you very much.